President Obama's public approval rating has sunk to the lowest level of his presidency just 1 year after being reelected. His public disapproval rating has risen to the highest level of his presidency, and unfortunately for the president, there is no evidence or prospect of a political or policy success either at home or abroad. I'm Lou Dobbs. Good evening, everybody. The Obamacare train wreck and the president's efforts to mislead Congress and the American people continue to take a toll on the president's popularity. A new CBS News poll measuring the president's job approval at a record low 37%. That's a 9% decline in just the last month. The president now has a record high 57% disapproval rating, which has risen 8% in 1 month. Those horrific poll numbers attributed largely, but not exclusively, to the failed Obamacare rollout. The same poll found only 31% approval for the president's health care law. That number dropping to 7% of those who think the law should remain untouched. And reports today that Democrats on Capitol Hill are as frustrated with the Obamacare failure, with one unnamed senatorial aide, in fact, claiming President Obama is, quote, even more unpopular than George W. Bush. Fox News today obtained emails that show the president's top aides were fearful that the website would be a disaster, emails written just 1 week before the failed launch of healthcare.gov. Fox News Chief White House correspondent Ed Henry has our report.
Top aides to President Obama were nervous healthcare.gov would be, quote, unavailable and become an embarrassment. A private email sent on September 25th by CMS official Henry Chow to government colleagues and the website's contractors was obtained by Republican Chairman Darrell Issa. It references a meeting the previous day that included Todd Park, the president's chief technology officer, and CMS chief Marilyn Tavenner. Chow wrote, quote, when Todd Park and Marilyn were here yesterday, one of the things Todd conveyed was this fear the White House has about HC.gov being unavailable. Chow warned Park would be back for more answers on September 30th and wrote, quote, I think we should have a more comprehensive answer as to how we will ensure high availability on the site. While the emails show at least one top White House aide knew of the danger, President Obama suggested last week the problems were a surprise.
We would not have rolled out something knowing very well that it wasn't going to work the way it was supposed to.
In the same September 25th email, Chow also suggested officials design a more palatable way to tell the public the site is not working, attaching this image that says the system is down and telling colleagues, quote, I am picturing in my mind all the major print and online publications taking screenshots of what is below and just ramping up the hyperbole about HC.gov not being functional. That fear turned out to be prophetic, as the site is still having problems. For even Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius at a photo op yesterday in Miami.
I think it's great that this is happening.
Well, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
The screen says, I'm sorry, our system is temporarily down.
Uh-oh. Well, it's okay. It'll come back. You know, that happens every day.
Today, the president awarded the Medal of Freedom to former President Bill Clinton, who recently urged Mr. Obama to fulfill his promise of letting people keep their health plan if they like it.
I'm grateful, Bill, as well, for the advice and counsel that you've offered me on and off the golf course.
While the humor may have diffused any lingering tension, the president's poll numbers continue to be not so funny. The latest today from CBS News shows approval of the health care law has sunk to 31%, a drop of 12 points in just 1 month. As for what should happen to the law, 43% said repeal it, while 48% say the law at least needs changes. The president, though, continues to resist legislative fixes, instead meeting today with state insurance commissioners to try and convince them to support his less far-reaching executive move to allow consumers to keep their plans for 1 year. White House economic aide Jason Furman defended the law by releasing a report today showing it has helped slow the growth of health care spending since its 2010 enactment. As Republicans fired back at the president's claim that the GOP is partly to blame for the recent problems.
There's nobody's fault on the Republican side that the exchange website isn't working. It's nobody's fault on the Republican side that millions of people are in fear of losing their existing coverage.
Now, on that question of fear mentioned in the email, a top White House official just told me that even before the site rolled out, they warned there may be glitches with any rollout. And they note that officials in this email seem to be suggesting that the potential problem was high demand, which turned out to be true. And they take that inside the White House as a sign that there's still high demand for this product. They say they're going to get the website fixed. And in the long run, they believe this law is going to work. Lou?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ed Henry from the White House. A new